one was really about saying yes and making that commitment. And so Brian, I'd love for you to share into the group, how did it happen that you said yes, and what unfolded for you in this journey?
Age before beauty, eh?
Richard, let's not
I think it happened to arrive, the opportunity came at a perfect time. They always say that the teacher will arrive when the pupil's ready, and I think it arrived at a perfect time for me. As you get older, you become a bit more reflective and you start thinking about how you've been blessed and all the privileges that you've enjoyed and where you grew up and where you grew up and the education, the great education you got. And you start to realize that not everybody enjoys the same sort of privileges. And as you get older, you go through different stages. I went through a stage of some serious health problems with cancer and what have you, and then you start to think, well, the lessons of age, what are they teaching me? How much time have I got left? Is there a chance to actually do something that's going to make a difference? And so I was really starting to look around for something that I could do that would begin to make, or that would allow me to start putting something back and making something of a difference. I was fortunate enough to be semi-retired, so I had time on my hands and the opportunity to look around for something to do. I didn't fancy marking books in the SPCA bookshop or selling second-hand goods in the hospital shop or whatever. And I was looking for something that was going to be stimulating as well as that would be intellectually stimulating as well as enabling me to do something for other people. And that, as I say, it was the perfect opportunity. We had dinner with Lawson and Renee Leslie. Lawson was one of the members of Great Jackie's previous group, and he started to talk about PfP, and he's a larger-than-life character, as Jackie will attest. And he told me, he began to talk about it, and I immediately thought, well, that's something that I could really get my teeth into. That's something that really I think that I could associate with, and that was the first step. And then I thought, I know all the answers. I was actually trained as a school teacher. I've been in commerce and industry, commerce for 40 years or whatever. I took early retirement from the bank and then did some, trained as a coach and did some leadership development training. I know all the answers. Boy, this is going to be easy. Did I start to realize that it wasn't going to be nearly as easy as I thought. I thought I was prepared. I wasn't. When you just assume that the sort of structures that you have in a corporate life exist in education as well, and then you start to see that the resources are not, people don't have almost unlimited resources like you had in corporate. They don't have the same structure, the same support systems, the same everything. And then you start to realize the job that our educators and our principals do. And so I've never regretted the opportunity to get involved. It's been a learning experience. I happily have a very, very patient partner in Becky who's been an absolute star. I'm sure he got tired of my stupid questions from time to time. What's a fourth quintile school? What's it? Stuff that is second nature to him, and I was asking these elementary questions, but he bore with me and he nursed me through, and together we've worked, I think, into a very enjoyable and very productive partnership. I've learned a huge amount. I have nothing but admiration for the principals and how they manage to cope in an environment with the interference from the from the department the whole time, with the politicisation of the decision-making process, with shortage of resources, with a lack of support from the community. They've got it all, but they persevere and they do an unbelievable job, and I take my hat off to them. So we've had some wins, happily. Some that I think we're quite proud of at Becky. And we got those grade R programs installed in the school last week, and that was a feather in our cap, I think. But there's a lot more to do. I'm happy. I'm going to continue working with Becky as long as he'd have me. Maybe when I ask her so many stupid questions in the future as we work together. But I look forward to the rest of the journey, and that's really my story. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, John. Appreciate the generous share. Sure. And of course, it's not all rose-tinted sunglasses, and there were certainly some challenges along the way. As with any journey, there's roadblocks, there's hurdles to navigate. So Becky, what were one of your obstacles in this journey? How did you tackle it?
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Unfortunately, in our journey with Brian, there have been no obstacles, but I had obstacles before embarking on the journey. I must say that our partnership with Brian has grown and developed, so the relationship is good. I think it's because we're giving each other sufficient time to think and reflect on the challenges. But coming back to your question, in terms of obstacles, the obstacles that I had before meeting Brian, it's beyond our control. In terms of the school being changed from a normal primary school to a full service school where you've got to meet learners with learning difficulties, with barriers to learning, and then you're not given resources. Because if a school that embarks on the white paper system, the department said, is supposed to have a social worker, a counselor, and the teacher, the practitioner that is trained to deal with learners with difficulties. But be that as it may, we are working with Brian to see how we're going to utilize the facility that we have. We started with a number of things, trying to generate funds for the school, and in my budget, how I budget for all the items that we need, just to try and see whether we can solicit funds in any way to try and not make that facility the white elephant must be used to the full. So really, we don't we didn't have obstacles in our journey. Just last week we had a training for all the grade R practitioners, and now I've met a group of ladies in the community that are running a project of organic farming. So that vacant land of ours there, before it is expropriated or invaded, it's going to be utilized by permaculture gardens and organic farming. So we're working towards it. So our journey with Brian hasn't ended, so we're still going to go another way. Let's go.
Thanks.
Yeah.